Here we go then, Matchday live for Leeds United taking on Millwall here at Elland Road. The sun is shining and a big opportunity for Leeds United to potentially go top of the table if results go as we hope they will do today. It's Matchday live. We'd love to hear from you from wherever you're watching across the world. This match is available in selected territories. Scan the QR code or head to the Leeds United website for all the details, and please do send in your messages via social media, via WhatsApp, by all the regular and usual ways. Send in your pictures, where you're watching, what's your score predictions, how's this one going to go today. Joining me in the studio is Jermaine Beckford. Bex, I'm excited, and also notice on the way in, just the way in today, the sun's shining. It's a little bit warmer out there today.
Yeah, not in here, it's not.
Not in here. It's a bit cool in here. And it suddenly feels a little bit spring-like. And, you know, spring weather means we're at the business end of the season, and Leeds today with a really big opportunity.
Oh, huge opportunity, especially with Leicester playing in the cup game today. It gives us a great opportunity to, hopefully, if we do win by 2 or more goals, we can leapfrog Leicester City into first place and put major pressure on them. You know, that's a huge carrot in itself. So it's a situation I'm excited about. It's a situation I'm interested to see how the players adapt to and deal with. I'm looking forward to it though.
The run here at home, as we know, has been exceptional. Undefeated, 13 wins, 4 draws, looking to try and go even further, maybe even to the end of the season if we can do. It's one game at a time. We know that you can't get ahead of yourselves, but the players must be full of confidence. You know, when you're on a run like that, how does it? You know, you've been in Leeds teams like, you know, in League One, we're on really good runs of form. Yeah. What does that feel like as a player? You must walk out there with your chest puffed out.
You feel invincible, especially when you're playing against teams that are a little bit lower down. You know that they've got a lot to play for. It's their cup final, but at the same time, you're at the top of the league for a reason. So, you know, as long as you do the simple things well, the things that you've been working on and practicing on, and the things that you've been doing all season, no other team in the league, and we've seen against Leicester City, who were the championship leaders at the time, it still currently is, they couldn't even deal with it. So teams mid-table and lower down, they shouldn't be able to handle it. And especially when you take into account the history between these two clubs, the rivalry between these two clubs as well, as long as we keep the ball away from them, we'll get them frustrated. And they've given away the most penalties in the Championship this season. I think that's a massive stat and a major area that we can try and target as well. Because we press so high up and we put a lot of pressure on the opposition teams when they try and play out from the back. If we win it back up there, they're aggressive. So who's to say that they won't give away another penalty against us today?
Yeah, it's a big game here at Elland Road. Like I say, please do get in touch with all your thoughts, pre-match, your predictions for sure. You know, it is incredible if we looked at that table, and a lot of Leeds fans have been doing this, maybe you've been doing it yourself this week. We've been looking at the table from the end of 2023 to where we are now, and that swing that there's been, and Patrick Bamford coming back into the team, getting Archie Gray there just with a call-up from the under-21s, and you know, Griff sort of picking up form and going into this. Everything just is falling nicely into place. And the reality is we were probably thinking, well, maybe second place is up for grabs, you know, in terms of automatic promotion. And you look at the table now, you couldn't have possibly thought on January the 1st we'd be sat here with this opportunity today.
No, not especially taking into account if you go back a few weeks prior to that as well. I think Leicester City were about 17 points clear of us in 3rd place. That, for me, said there's been a massive fall off in confidence, but obviously also in results from Leicester City's perspective, but also in the upturn and the continuation of us picking up the results as well. I think that's been the biggest issue, the biggest situation for us. I've been so excited, intrigued and impressed with this team, with the attacking threat. Obviously, being an attacker myself, that's an area of the pitch that I like to focus on and watch. But more so the defensive elements. You know, Ethan Ampadu, Joe Rodon, Gruev, Kamara, those 4 players, they play in like a box sort of formation just in front of the defence. They're so difficult to break down. So difficult to break down. They've kept the most clean sheets in the Championship this season. They've been amazing. You can't win games if you don't have a solid foundation, a solid back unit, a back line. And that's what we've got. And that's why the forward players are allowed to express themselves and go forward with as much freedom and excitement as they have been doing. It's amazing.
There's other players coming in there, and Daniel Farker as well. We'll hear from in just a moment. You'll hear from Glenn Kamara ahead of the kick-off today, and also Ilan Melier will be coming up pre-kick-off. Just Daniel Farker, in terms of the team, you know, it's easy, isn't it? You've got a winning team. I guess you stick with it, don't you? And you do what's working, and you also know with the firepower and the ability we have to come off and bring on players from the bench, it's in some ways it makes it an easy task for Daniel Farker at the moment.
It's an easier task. Look, with Daniel Farker, we've said it before, we'll say it again. He's been here, he's done it. You know, he won the championship twice with Norwich City as champions, but it's not through luck or by chance. He's very methodical in the teams that he picks and the way that he picks them. We've seen a regular 11 now for a while, but every now and then he throws in a player that's on the cusp, and that player comes in with a massive point to prove. Like Dan James was outrageously good the beginning of the season. He got injured, and William Gnonto came in. William Gnonto has taken his opportunity to stake his claim for being a regular starter, and now Dan James is chomping at the bit to try and force the gaffer's hand to get playing. Once he gets in, I can guarantee you he's not going to want to give that opportunity up very easily. But it's the same with all the other players. You look at Gruev. Since he's come into the team, he's been unbelievable. That's just what Daniel Farker builds, you know. So it doesn't matter if he makes one change, two changes. Those players that come in are only going to enhance the current squad, the current situation that goes on the field. And from a fan's perspective, we're watching it and we're excited. We're glad that the team hasn't been weakened. We're interested to see how much further this team can go, and how many more goals we can score.
Well, Daniel Farker at the start of the season said it was a long old season, 46 games in the Sky Bet Championship, and he said it would be the business end where it counts. We are now at the business end with 9 games to go. Let's hear from the Leeds United manager.
Obviously, we were in on Saturday, had a proper training session for the players who didn't play 90 minutes, also analyzed the Sheffield game. Was important to have also this session here at Thorpe Arch on Saturday in order to draw a line under this period. Then we allowed the players also to have 2 days off. For some players even another relaxed day, because I think it was important to calm the load a bit down after some crazy weeks in terms of load and also in terms of concentration and focus. But then, more or less after these 2 days, we started then to prepare also for the Millwall game. It will be a difficult game. It was good to have some time on the training pitch, and also will be a difficult game in comparison to a few other games in the past. Obviously, we tried to work on our game, but also to adapt also a bit in our exercises to what are the key factors for the weekend. The confidence level is of course much better right now, because it was more or less the early stages of the season, and then it's still a bit after 2 difficult years with let's be honest, also many losses. You get used to lose games, and then to change this mentality that winning becomes a habit and it's quite normal that you win games. This is definitely a difference. Obviously, also we have worked a lot in our principles, how we want to play. We have worked a lot in order to develop some younger players, but also some players. I think also individual players like Joe Roden, like Ethan Ampadu, like Ilya Gruev, like Glenn Kamara. Not just to speak about Archie Gray and Chris Summerville and all the others, or Daniel James. They came out of a situation where they didn't play much football in the recent years, and it's not like after 1 or 2 games you're back at your prime and back in a perfect rhythm. So you need confidence. You need to work on your individual game. You need to work on our principles. And meanwhile, more or less all the players, especially the players who are working with us already since several months, know what we want to do against the ball, with the ball, set pieces, how our football should look like, and they are more and more in their rhythm. And I think it's definitely fair to say that we have developed a lot in comparison to the beginning of the season. Obviously, he knows this club inside out. He also knows exactly what this club wants to stand for in terms of values, how they want to play. And we have to say I'm pretty impressed because in the last 4 games, 10 points, impressive away performances and results. It's more or less a bit back to their best, so it's difficult to create chances against them, not even to speak about scoring goals. They are dangerous on the counter-attack, especially dangerous in set pieces, pretty good in compactness, also in being competitive, good counter-pressing. So I expect a pretty competitive side, and also a side who has, after recent results and nothing to lose, they will come with confidence, and they will make it. We'll try to make it really difficult. Also for us, I think we have to be ready for some physical battles, and also, to find good solutions in order to open a really compact side, because all the other teams who were playing against them had problems to create chances, not even to speak about goals. And you also have to make sure that they are as far away as possible from your own goal, because in terms of set pieces, throw-ins, corner kicks, free kicks, they are really a threat. And we need to find a good balance between being really competitive against the ball, but also a good mix out of being patient, but also to find the moment to speed up the game whenever there's a chance to create chances, in order to give us a chance to score goals. And will be a complicated task, and we need definitely also the backing, the support of our great supporters again, because I expect a tight game, and I'm pretty respectful.
The thoughts of Leeds United manager Daniel Farke. We are now very much in the run. It was interesting actually just reading the programme notes today. Yep. Daniel Farke talked about the Stoke game here at home in this run being the best performance of 2024. Not necessarily insofar as that it was the glossiest performance or the one where we all went away and say, oh, it was wonderful football. But gritty. It just gritty. It goes to show to highlight that just because Millwall come here today and they're where they are in the table, it's not a gimme, and the fact they had so many games in a row, that actually how impressive it was. But it is a case of getting through some games. They're coming so quickly, aren't they?
And that's the most important thing. Look, from a fan's angle, we want to be entertained, but entertainment is keeping the ball, playing really nice, intricate football, drawing opposition players out of positions, exploiting those areas, scoring lots of goals. That's what we want to see. We want to be entertained, excited. He's talking about a performance that was a really difficult one, a physical one. Things weren't necessarily going our way. The opposition played a certain type of football that was really difficult to break down. They kept it quite tight at the back. They were quite narrow. It's tough to play against those type of teams. But the reason he enjoyed it so much, and it's probably his favourite that he mentioned this year, is because we managed to find a way. You know, that's a sign of confidence, a confident side. It doesn't matter if you're getting frustrated through 90 minutes of the game, through 89 minutes of the game. That 1 minute is all it takes to change the whole outlook of the performance, and that's exactly what we saw.
Yeah, and that took us to Sheffield Wednesday. I mean, it was one of those games where really we're under a bit of pressure at the start of that game. Friday night game, Sheffield Wednesday were on a pretty good form coming into this game as well. How big a save is that? Elland Road, when the moments have been required, he's made the saves, hasn't he?
It's a game changer. It's a game changer. That goal goes in away from home. The way Sheffield Wednesday play the rest of that game completely changes. They become really defensive minded. They try and make themselves really difficult to break down as well. But this game was a turning point for me, in that you're going down, a goal down against your local rivals, Yorkshire rivals, and you still managed to find a way. It wasn't pretty. It was tough at times. It wasn't the type of football we want to see or enjoy watching. However, we managed to create a lot of chances, so did they, but we managed to take them, and that's the biggest issue, the biggest situation for me.
This came right at the end of stoppage time, in fact just a little bit over the allotted stoppage time. But how good a ball is this that's whipped in? Because we were talking about this just before we went on air. The quality of this ball, Jermaine.
Brilliant. Everything about it. The angle, the position of the ball, where Junior Firpo's put the ball as well. He's hit it with such pace right across the 6-yard box. The goalkeeper can't go for it because it's a little bit too far away from him. But you look at Patrick Bamford's position. He pulls himself off the left back, behind the left back. As a centre forward, that's just about being intelligent. You know, if you try and go in the middle of him, in between the fullback and the centre half, you've got two players that are marking you. He goes around the outside of the fullback, which means there's nobody there. As long as he gets around him, he's clear through on goal, and it was a great finish. Almost as good as Willie Anonto's goal. This goal was absolutely fantastic for me. Just his first touch was brilliant after great hold-up play from Patrick. But the finish, I thought he was going to smash it. We've seen him on numerous occasions this season put his laces through it. And sometimes you're taught that as a striker, as a forward player. Take a touch, steady yourself, and smash it with your laces. Try and get it hard and low as possible. But he opens up his foot, catches it with the instep right into the far bottom corner. It's a great finish. One that I'm proud to watch and say, yeah, I taught him everything he knows.
Of course you did, Banks.
I did, and I wish.
Of course you did. Don't you take too much credit there. The importance of the goals when they came as well, to get one just on the stroke of half time.
Oh, it's horrible.
And then, it's from the opposing point of view, it's horrible. And then to just go and put the game to bed in the second half, just show you the kind of quality this team's got.
Yeah, it does. It changes the whole team talk as well for both teams. You know, from the team that have just scored before half time, they're looking at it saying, right, well, we don't have to chase the game now. We are well in the game, and the momentum has swung in our favour. So they're going to be up against it. Keep doing what we're doing. Put pressure on them in the high areas. The second goal, we just continue to pile on that pressure. Eventually, they crumbled. They succumbed to it. And as I mentioned before, it was a great hold-up play from Patrick Bamford, lovely set, and a great finish from Willie Anonto.
You were talking earlier about the team today and that box of four that we have with the two defenders, and then in front of there, Gruev and Kamara, the work that they've been doing. They top the championship rankings as a duo when it comes to ball retention. And Glenn Kamara's been speaking to LUTV about the recent form and how to handle this all-important run-in.
Glenn, great to see you. Thanks for joining us. And reflecting on back of the Friday night win, Yorkshire derby at Sheffield Wednesday, getting a clean sheet as well. How do you look back on that game?
Yeah, tough game. Good opponent, especially at home. Tough to go over there and get a win. But yeah, we're delighted with the win, and we're happy to get the 3 points.
Did it almost help that game in terms of playing Huddersfield then into Stoke, two teams in and around the bottom, knowing what kind of game it might have been going there, or do you just solely focus on ourselves and our performance getting that right?
Yeah, a bit of both, you know. I think you have to definitely be prepared and what's to come in them kind of games, you know. We know all them kind of teams are quite similar in their playing styles, and we got Millwall obviously coming up as well, so all those teams are similar in their playing style, so we kind of knew what we was coming up against, and yeah, we done well against it.
Timing in football gets said quite a lot. Time of the first goal, how important was it going into half time and knowing to settle ourselves down, but quite in the crowd a little bit as well, and play our game in the second half?
Yeah, definitely, you know, getting a goal just before half time for any team is good, so yeah, definitely helped settle a little bit of nerves, but I thought we done well all in all throughout the game, and yeah, like I said, it's a tough place to go to, but yeah, we're happy with the points.
How are you finding this season, Glenn? Played a lot of games throughout your career, very experienced player. You enjoying it? How are you finding the ride so far?
Yeah, it's been really good. I'm enjoying it. The fans have been brilliant, teammates, manager, the staff. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, just need to keep going. We've got a few 9 more games left. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to the games, and I'm sure we'll all be happier at the end of the season if we achieve what we want to achieve.
I always look for a good start. Even when I played, ball retention was a big one for me. I look at your stats on ball retention and it's through the roof. As a player, do you look at individual stats, areas to improve, or is it just part and parcel of your game?
I say maybe a little more so when I was a bit younger, but now that I've grown older, I feel like you know when you have a bad game or you know when you have a good game. So yeah, I just go out there, try and help the team to my best ability, and yeah.
You mentioned 9 games to go. We've said you've played a lot of games, club and country. Do you enjoy this part of the season? Do you enjoy it when the pressure's on, you know, the goal at the end? Is it a game at a time?
Yeah, just a game at a time, you know. Every game's going to be hard from now till the end of the season. So, yeah, we're just looking forward to it. And we know it's not going to be easy. Yeah, we just have to fight and keep going.
Keep going on Sunday at home against Millwall. What kind of challenge will they possess? And it's another opportunity for ourselves in front of our home fans where we've been so good at home this season. Looking forward to the challenge.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we want to keep up our record at home, especially this season. And we know Millwall are in and around, not too far away from the bottom. So they obviously want to pick up points as well. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game. You know, Millwall definitely they're going to come with good fans as well. So it's going to be a tough game, and I'm sure our home support will get us through it.
The thoughts there of Glenn Kamara. We really need to work on the discipline of the other players and the people around when an interview is taking place. It's very noisy in the background there. I don't know what was going on. But Glenn Kamara, you know, was one of those players that you brought in. You think when you start a campaign like this and you look to recruit for a squad, you want to bring in some experience. You want to bring in someone who knows what the battle's going to be like, and he's done exactly that. How impressive have you been with him this season?
Oh, very much so. Very much so. I'd seen him play in the lower leagues before he went to Rangers, and there were elements of his game that I thought, that's not bad. He went to Rangers, obviously became successful in his own right, did really well there, played on a regular basis. And when I saw we signed him, and for the fee that it was as well, I was intrigued. I wasn't excited, I was intrigued. Now that I've seen him play alongside Ethan Ampadu, Gruev, and Archie Gray, he's incredible. Ball retention, as we mentioned there before, his awareness, the control that he has, the passing ability, and the understanding that you don't always have to win the ball, pass it forwards, and then follow your pass. Sometimes it's just about being aware of your surroundings, your situations, and he does that really well. When the ball's out to the left, just watch his position. He doesn't follow it. He tends to find himself in areas, in positions that, if we lose the ball, he's in the strongest possible position to win it back very, very quickly. And that's something that I really enjoy watching.
Hopefully more of that today. And today's opponents, of course, Millwall, who are scrapping at the wrong end of the division, although, you know, 3 wins out of the last 5 and a draw. But let's go back to September, Bex. This feels like a long, long time ago. Right at the start of the season, we'd started the season a little bit sluggishly, and then started to pick up performances. And this was a bit of a win where I think we all thought for the first time, okay, something coming together here. And how good a goal was this for Peru?
That's unbelievably calm, composed finishing. I like the awareness that he's got to leapfrog the ball, jump over it for Jorginho Ruta to set him perfectly as well. Great first touch with the outside of his right foot. Lovely, lovely finish. It's like a Thierry Henry finish. Yeah. There's so much composure in it. But that's what he does. His composure in front of goal. He manages to find half a second from somewhere to put the ball in the back of the net. That finish, you're not going to see a better one all season.
I was going to say, a striker, so you seeing a finish like that, you're like, couldn't be happier. Yeah, we'll pop that in the back of the net, no problem.
I've done that a few times, and look, to be honest with you, you still got to be in the right place at the right time. But Dan James would have been kicking himself after that game, just because of the manner in which he missed it. But again, it's about how we react to winning the ball back. We won the ball back so quickly, and that's where we hit them. That's where we like to hit teams really, really well, really quickly on the counter attack. Jorginho Ruta offered us so much in that game as well. He's such an exciting player when he's playing with full of confidence and when he's on form. Give him the ball in the middle of the pitch, let him turn and start running, and every opposition will have an absolute nightmare against him.
Elland Road is pretty much full to the brim. Fatboy Slim's playing in the background. We can just hear in the background here, getting things ready to go. And it's a massive...
What's that? Is that right here, right now?
Right here, right now. Massive opportunity for Leeds to possibly take a big step in this race for promotion in the Sky Bet Championship. Bex, let me get your score prediction, please, before we head over to the match.
I think it's going to be very similar to the last game. I'm going to call 2-0.
2-0 says Bex. Your commentary team on the way. First, let's get the thoughts of Illan Meslier.
Illan, looks like another important game for Leeds United today. Is everybody looking forward to it?
Yeah, absolutely. Each game are very important. You know, it doesn't matter the opponent. So today is Millwall. So, you know, we want to win this game, win the 3 points before the international break.
Ipswich have already won this weekend. Does that put any extra pressure on the fixture for you?
No, not at all. Not at all. You know, we are just focused on ourselves, you know, because we have our destiny between our hands, you know, so we are just, you know, we want to win each I mean, every game. So it's just focus on ourselves and focus for the 3 points.
Do you expect a different kind of Millwall than the one that you played against earlier in the season?
No, not really. We are just ready for a good battle, you know, a real game, long ball. Of course, we try to punish them, you know, with our possession and quick pace in the transmission, you know, and try to score as quick as possible.
We're back, Elland Road, the venue for another huge game in Leeds United's championship season. Teams in the tunnel, ready to emerge to a roar here on what for the first time perhaps so far this season feels like spring. It's a warm afternoon. It will be a red hot atmosphere as Leeds take on a team with whom they have traditionally had something of a feisty rivalry. I guess that applies to a number of other teams because Millwall are the team in the equation, and they are walking out alongside Leeds now in a bright orange Netherlands style away kit.
We aren't going to miss them, Bryn. We aren't going to miss them.
Yeah, that stands out in the crowd, that shirt. Leeds United all in white. They line up in front of us here. Leeds with this unusual kick-off time. I mean, I'm working my way around the clock in terms of the times that games start these days, but 3 o'clock UK time on a Sunday afternoon is a new one for me. But Leeds know what the job is because they've played after everybody else. Ipswich won well yesterday, moved above Leeds United into second place in the table. Leicester City have been involved in FA Cup action a little earlier this afternoon. I think they're out the FA Cup